Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. Up first, a story you'll only see on 12 News. Shutoffs by APS. As we prepare for the summer temperatures to climb, many of those AC bills we know are going to be going up. 12 News has learned that the state's largest power company, APS, shut off the power of more customers last year than in any other year since at least 2013.
That's right. Take a look. The number of APS customers whose power was shut off because of unpaid bills was around 70,000 per year, but then it surged to more than 110,000 in 2018. That was the first full year that a new controversial rate hike was implemented.
So are more customers being priced out of their electricity? Joe Dana took that question right to APS and regulators in this I-Team report. Joe?
Guys, APS says there is a logical explanation for the spike in shutoffs and that it's not a reflection of high electricity rates. A prominent critic of APS says the numbers should be alarming to all Arizonans.
Doesn't seem right.
Among the 110,000 APS customers who couldn't pay their bills and saw their power shut off in 2018, 22,000 were during those stifling summer months of June through August. Many vulnerable to health complications and even death, says Stacy Champion, a customer advocate.
Most especially the underserved communities, seniors who are on fixed incomes, all those folks.
APS CEO Don Brandt, who labels himself the spokesperson for the public utility and who is the only person who can truly speak on all aspects of the company and its treatment of customers, declined to answer our questions about the shutoff data. Instead, APS released a written statement telling 12 News the spike in shutoff data is the result of APS suspending disconnections during the 2017 year. As a result, it reads, the 2017 numbers are lower than normal and the 2018 are a little higher, reflecting the disconnections that would have occurred in 2017. APS's description of shutoffs being a little higher is actually 50% higher than the average of the last 5 years. Arizona's 5 elected corporation commissioners declined to comment to 12 News about the shutoff data. For the most part, commissioners have sided with APS on matters related to whether its rates are just.
Our rates may be low according to the politicians, but our bill burden and impact is definitely high and people are being massively affected.
Now, APS tells me that they go above and beyond what's required to notify customers who are at risk for having their power turned off. And they say they have discounts and rebates available for certain low-income populations. Joe Dana, 12 News.
Okay, Joe.